Welcome to Enchanted Intellect, where we dive into the hidden knowledge of the ancients and the mysteries of the mind. If you're drawn to philosophy, lost wisdom, and ideas that expand your thinking, hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey. What if I told you that mathematics was never meant to be taught the way it is today? For thousands of years, the ancients didn't sit students down with textbooks and force them to memorize equations. Instead, they treated mathematics like a sacred language, a key that could unlock the hidden structure of the universe itself. And if you were lucky enough to be initiated into it, it could change the way you saw reality forever. Today, math is often seen as cold, logical, and boring. But in the ancient world, it was something else entirely. It was mystical, it was powerful, and in many civilizations, it was deliberately kept secret. Let me show you how they actually taught it. In ancient Egypt, mathematics wasn't just about counting bricks or measuring land. It was deeply connected to their concept of Mahat, divine cosmic order. Young scribes weren't just taught numbers. They were taught that numbers themselves had spiritual power. The famous Rhind Papyrus shows incredibly advanced geometry, but what's more fascinating is how it was taught. Students would be given problems wrapped in stories about gods, about the flooding of the Nile, about building temples that aligned with the stars. Math wasn't abstract, it was alive. It was a way of participating in the divine structure of creation. They even used something called rope stretchers, priests who would stretch ropes to create perfect right angles using the 3-4-5 triangle, centuries before Pythagoras was even born. But perhaps the most extreme example comes from ancient Greece. When you joined the school of Pythagoras, you didn't just learn math, you entered a mystery school. For the first 5 years, new students were not even allowed to speak. They had to listen in complete silence. Why? Because mathematics was considered a sacred science. Numbers weren't just quantities, they were living principles. The number 1 represented unity and the divine source. The number 2 represented duality and conflict. Everything in existence, they believed, could be understood through number and proportion. Pythagoras and his followers discovered what we now call the Pythagorean theorem, but they treated it like a spiritual revelation. Some historians believe they even sacrificed animals when they made major mathematical discoveries. To them, understanding mathematics wasn't about passing a test. It was about aligning your mind with the hidden order of the cosmos. Here's what makes this even more fascinating. In almost every ancient civilization, from Babylon to India to the Maya, advanced mathematics was often kept secret. It was taught only to initiates, priests, and philosophers. The general public was usually kept in the dark. Why? Because those who understood the hidden patterns of numbers were believed to hold real power over nature, over time, and even over the minds of others. This is why so much ancient mathematical knowledge feels almost enchanted. So when we look back at how mathematics was taught in ancient times, we're not just looking at old teaching methods. We're looking at a completely different relationship between humans and knowledge. One where learning wasn't about getting a grade, it was about transformation. The ancients believed that if you truly understood the language of numbers, you could begin to understand the mind of the universe itself. And maybe, just maybe, they were right. What do you think? Was mathematics once a sacred art that we've forgotten? Or was it always just a tool? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. Like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.